And we are live. Probably, hopefully, waiting. Okay, so we are live, and now I'm waiting for people to show up because there's always like 30 seconds of lag. Oh, and I did not start the music. Awkward silence. There we go. Oh, and I can see people. Alrighty, so hey guys, this is the Saigami Project. My name is Untitled Doni. I need to practice this, but you might not know, but last week Peter and I got married, so from now on my name has changed, so I won't be Andrea Ottilia Bursch anymore, but I'm Andrea Ottilia Doni. So yeah, I will need to get used to this, but yeah, so this is the Saigami Project, so welcome everyone. This will be my usual kind of live stream. I will be working on pages for Saigami, and in the meantime I will be answering your questions and the usual fun stuff. This time it will be only me because Peter has some other things to work on, so he won't be joining us to read the comments. But I hope that I will be able to manage the comments and live driving at the same time. Probably will be a bit slower than in the last streams, but still, I will be doing my best. Okay, let's see the comments. Oh, hey Grimhai, hey Sanchez Knights, hey the Ink Slicer. Thank you very much and welcome to the stream. Yeah, I might wait a little bit so people can see that we are live. I probably will make a very quick post on Instagram, so bear with me for a minute. Okay, so I posted on Instagram. You need to use social media and multiple of us. Alrighty. Let's take a look at the comments. So yeah, lots of names. So we have Unknown. Congrats, thank you. Millie Comics, congratulations. Thank you very much. Also guys, please be sure to check out Millie Comics, who just a day or 2 days ago, I'm not sure, yeah, I'm gonna posting them, did an amazing Saigami fan art drawing video. She drew Ayumi in her style, which is more of a seinen style, so it's a pretty cool video, so please be sure to, well, I can't talk today, please be sure to check her out. I need more coffee. GG1954, hello, hello, Art of the Raid, hello, Anime Furry, Hayasan-chan, hello, my god, we have a lot of new names, that's pretty cool, welcome to the stream. The Art of Raid, hi Saigami Project, great to catch you, oh, it's nice to have you here. Ding Slicer, what time is it for you? It's 1 PM in the afternoon, it's just... we just got up not that long ago, so yeah, it kind of feels like it's early, you know, during the weekends we like to sleep in a little bit, so yeah, I still feel like it's early morning even though it's not. And you know, it's kind of fun because I know that for some of you it's already like late afternoon or early evening and I'm like, I need coffee. But anyway, Nathan S, hey yo, hello. Mecha Bansi Bunny, hi Sunny, hello there. Link Slicer, you're only an hour ahead of me. Yep, I guess. Anahi Avalos brings popcorn, coke, pillow, and blankets. Me, I'm ready. Oh, I wish I had popcorn. But I'm not supposed to snack a lot while I'm drawing, so there's that. Alrighty guys, so as you can see in front of me I have a page template with a message that I'm going to delete now because it's time to start drawing. So I probably will be a bit slower with your comments, so please bear with me. But I also need to make progress. Okay, so where's the dot? Okay, so what I have in front of me is actually a template for printing. This is what we use for the Saturday books. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into details. It's just a guidance to show where the spine of the book will be, where the bleed area is, and stuff like that. So this is how I always start my pages. And let's see, what I need is a book frame. I don't think I changed this. Oh, I didn't. Okay. This goes to be on top. Okay, and what I also have here is the storyboard page. If you have seen my super long 6+ hours drawing video, you have seen how I drew this. So I will be working on this page because I kind of thought that it would be fun to show you the actual drawing progress. I probably won't finish this page because, yeah, that will be a lot of work. Plus, since I have interns, comic artist interns at Saturday AM, I will be working together with my interns to finish up these pages, so there will be some tasks that they will be working on this, so yeah, you won't see a finished page today, but I figured this would be fun to show you because you already seen how I made the storyboards, so now I'm gonna do the next step. So what I will do, I'm gonna open this image on my monitor, because how I work is usually I have my screen for drawing and I have everything else on my monitor in front of me, so I have the reference images, my storyboards, because it's kind of easier, it doesn't cover up my drawing screen. So I'm just gonna change this. Alright, so I'll jump in with other comments to make sure I'm not that far behind. Sanchez night, time to get drawing pad and draw along. Well, yeah, join me and have fun. That's always a pretty cool thing when people are drawing together with me. Because, yeah, it's always fun to do this together. Arthur Freed, Canada, East Coast here. Awesome, Canada. Anime Fury, 11 AM here, Canada West. Ooh, we have a lot of Canadian people today. I feel special. Prosecutor's Bait, hello, hello. Makabansi Bunny, that 6-hour real-time video was awesome. Thank you. I actually had a lot of fun doing that, so I probably will do some more showing you different process. Like, I really want to do a real-time video where I'm drawing the page from start to finish, where I'm also working on storyboards from start to finish. So yeah, you probably will see a few more super long videos from me. Art of Read, fun. Makabansi Bunny, what do you have your interns do for your pages? Well, in the previous installment of Saigami, the interns helped me with the screen tonings. Because that was the only thing that was left, because by the time we started the internship I was pretty much done with the inking and everything, so I only left that for them. But with these pages I want to involve them a bit more with some effects, some more screen tonings, and some inking possibly as well. Of course, these two pages don't have much background, so I can't give them too much to practice here. but these two won't be the only pages that I will be giving them. I've already been working with them on various assignments, like creating storyboards, sound effects, and all sorts of things. So with the actual pages, I plan to involve them a bit more on the finalizing process, some more effects and things like that. Plus, you know, that's also helping me out with the pages. And they also have been doing some pin-up artworks for March Art Madness for Saturday AM. So if you look at March Art Madness homepage, you will see the categories have small fan arts, and those artworks were all done by my awesome team of interns. So yeah, check out their artworks. I also made posts about them on Instagram, so you can check out their Instagram profiles. And of course, be sure to check out March Art Madness. You can still vote on round 4, which is the final 8. So we have some crazy talented people, and this year's March Art Madness was the best so far. So definitely check it out. Be sure to vote and yeah, just look at all those amazing fan arts. Yeah, Sanchez Nice, been loving these streams, Sunny. Thank you. Also, my name is actually Sunny, not Sunny. So it's S-E-N-Y. A lot of people mix it up, and I know that my accent isn't making it easier, but yeah, this is how my name goes. Alrighty. Prosecutor Speed. Okay, we will win in a fight. No holds bar, no holding back. Ayumi or Seno? Probably Seno. He's badass. Plus he's you know, he's basically kind of like Jesus in Appleback's world, and Ayumi is not. Of course, you know, she has powers and some hidden potential, which will be revealed later on. But yeah, I think Seno is more your usual badass shonen protagonist than Ayumi is. So yeah, alrighty. Before I start looking at more comments, I'm gonna work on the pages. So I have my basic panel here, so now I'm going to be dividing my pages up into panels. Alrighty, and now a little bit of brainstorming. Okay, and as for this panel, I want this. Yep. Because I kind of want this panel to be a borderless panel. And as for the bottom one, I think I will make that into a bleed panel. So I'm gonna put it down here. Alrighty, so I have my panels. So, my laptop is kind of slow. Okay, so I will have a sketch layer underneath all of these panels, and of course, since I already have a refined sketch layer here, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna make things faster. This is actually a technique I've been experimenting with lately. I really can't English today. Since I'm already drawing refined storyboards and I'm drawing the storyboards digitally, I figured I might as well use my storyboards to make things faster when it comes to drawing the actual pages. So I'm literally copy-pasting my sketches from my storyboards and use those as my rough sketch for the pages. And this makes things so much faster, because previously what I've been doing, I had my storyboards on a printer paper, which was pretty nice because, you know, it still was traditional. I like to sketch on paper, and it was nice that, you know, I could just have them my hand, I could flip through them and stuff like that. But yeah, I was basically doing double the work because I had my sketches like this, but then I had to do the same sketches again digitally when I was working on the pages. So yeah, I was doing extra work, which I don't necessarily need to do because, well, I'm supposed to work on more pages instead of just more work for the novelty of doing more work. So yeah, I've been experimenting with this lately. Okay. Of course, you know, the size of the page and the size of my storyboard templates aren't the same, so there are some changes here and there. I'm playing around a lot with the resizing tool, but still, it is still way faster than just drawing everything again. And as you can see, some of these sketches are still pretty rough, so with this one I will draw one more sketch layer on top of it as a refining layer. And, you know, at least I already have a solid foundation. Make this smaller. I'm gonna play around with that later on. Okay, so super fast rough sketch layer. Alrighty, so let's see comments because People Gupta, hello there, hi there, Sanchez Knight, Sunny, yeah, no problem. Mini Comics, hey, is that Sanu from Apple Black on your t-shirt? Yeah, it's my fancy Apple Black t-shirt. If you don't know, we actually do sell t-shirts on Saturday AM homepage. If you visit the shop, you can get, I'm pretty sure we have this design up as well, but you can also get, you know, Saigami t-shirt, logo t-shirt, t-shirts from our other series. But yeah, I got this t-shirt last year for the Chicago convention, and I love it. It's just such a sick design. Yeah, I'm an Apple Black fangirl, so. Darkstorm, do you still use rubber grip for your stylus? Not all the time, actually. I still have the grips here next to me. Recently I've been comfortable just drawing like this, but when I'm drawing a bit more and I can feel a pain in my wrist or in my fingers, I usually put on the rubber grip. But I think I'm slowly starting to get used to this pen. I mean, it's still thicker than, you know, just a pencil. If you can see it, I'm not sure if you can see it, so it's not that bad. So it's kind of like on a whim. If I feel like I need rubber grip, then I'm using the rubber grip. But recently I've been just using my pen as it is. Ding Slicer, Ayumi still rocks. Let's see. Saido Kuraku TM. From your experience as a writer, what makes a good shonen antagonist? I think an antagonist is the best if he or she is relatable as well as, you know, as the main characters or the hero, because I think, or at least it's my opinion, but I like when my antagonist or the antagonist in a story has interesting motivations and not just, I just want to destroy the world, I just want to watch it all burn down and things like that, because that's just boring. I still prefer when an antagonist is more in a gray area, when you actually start thinking that, you know, he actually has a point. I absolutely love antagonists like that. And, you know, it also helps you have a more charismatic antagonist, in my opinion. Of course, you know, there are great antagonists who are just evil, but yeah, I usually prefer my antagonist if they are more relatable, more in the gray area, because I think they are just more interesting. Okay, so what I did in the meantime, I merged the sketches together because it's just easier if I don't have that many layers. So now I'm going to lower the opacity, and I actually will start inking soon, because with some of the panels I actually have enough that I can start inking. For example, these two panels with Ayumi. Here I can start inking Sean, so I will be doing that inking, but I first want to catch up with the comments very quick. Link Slicer, have I been liking the March Art Madness competitors? This year's is incredible. Like, I'm super happy to see that we have a lot of female creators this year. Because, you know, in the last year it was always a guy winning the competition, and, you know, that's okay, but, you know, I want the girls to do well as well, so it is amazing to see so many talented female creators in this year's competition, and my money is that one of these ladies will win, so I'm really rooting for them. And yeah, the quality of this year's competition is just incredible. Like, yeah, it blew my mind. So yeah, definitely check it out, guys. Savage Beer Art. Yeah. Hi, Andrea. Hi there. Prosecutor Spade. What would be a good way to write an overpowered villain, but not have to pull a Kaguya to get rid of them? Yeah, well, that was the Naruto, right? I don't know, there was a bunch of Kaguya characters, so I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm pretty sure the last villain in Naruto was Kaguya, which kind of felt like an ass-pull, but yeah. Well, to begin with, I usually don't like overpowered characters. Be it a villain, be it a hero, they become boring very quick. So I would say that be careful. Of course, you know, when your villain appears, they kind of need to have the upper hand, because you want your hero to feel like the underdog. But at the same time, be very careful with overpowered characters, because if your hero can suddenly overcome an overpowered character just because, then that will feel like a weak solution for the conflict. And I know that is weird coming from someone who's a huge fan of Fairy Tail, because we've seen that in Fairy Tail many times, that we had overpowered villain, and in the end, Natsu and Co came out victorious just because of friendship. So, but yeah, even though I love Fairy Tail, I admit that I don't think that's the best solution. It won't necessarily be as satisfactory as if, you know, the heroes were using strategy or something more than just pure willpower to win over an overpowered villain. I would say that just do research what different creators do with their villains, because yeah, having overpowered characters is dangerous. I'm gonna make a quick save because I still have my template and I didn't save so far. Such speed, much wow. Okay, white manga. Ooh, hi white. Ladies and gentlemen, we have white manga on board. Aston work as usual. That t-shirt though, I know, right? It's pretty cool. I love this design. Yeah, a bunch of people are saying hi to white. I'm not gonna read those. Let's see, where was I? White manga. Hey guys, make sure you all have read Saigami free chapters on the side. Yeah, You can read the first 3 chapters of Saigami on Saturday AM homepage. You can find a link in the video description or everywhere in my social media, so you can read the first 3 chapters for free. The same goes for Apple Black. You can read, I think, the first 6 chapters for free, and as well for another series you can read a bunch of free content on Saturday AM. In fact, you can read the latest issue of Saturday AM, issue 101, for free. It's for a limited time, so don't take it for granted. If you want to read our latest issue, then go and read it today, because once our next issue hits, it will disappear. And of course, if you want to own these issues and have other perks that comes with a subscription, you can subscribe to Saturday AM. The basic subscription is just $5 for 1 year. And you can also go premium and also receive our sister magazine Saturday PM, which will have its new issue in the next few days, and other benefits. Our subscription model is actually changing, so we will reveal more info about that very soon. But yeah, now will be the time when being a subscriber to Saturday AM will give you a bunch of perks and benefits, especially if you're a creator yourself. Okay, so I'll make some changes here, I think, because so what I did, I mirrored the image, because if you mirror your artwork, you can see a bunch of mistakes. So I will change the original sketch layer to blue, and I will make it layer to be red, because I kind of like to work with this kind of color combination. That my first sketch layer is blue and the next one is red. But then I realized them on the wrong layer, because I want to have my speech bubble on a separate layer than the actual artwork, because that makes changes later on a bit easier. So once again, I'm having a layer and I'm changing it to a reddish shade. And this time I won't be using, for the sketches I used a pencil tool, but this time I will be using just my regular G-gun. I'll make some corrections here, because the balance between the eyes was a little bit off. The ears, the chin. So I'm just making some minor corrections before I start inking. Okay, so actually I'll just turn this back to blue. Yep, and now I can start inking. Let's see, come on. Sanchez nice, shout out from Chicago. Hi there! Chicago was awesome. I didn't see much, just the airport and the convention, but that was nice. Vipul Gupta, as an artist, I have a question. How do you guys deal with eye strain? People in the chat can also give advice. Thank you. Yeah, eye strain is a tricky thing. What I've been doing recently, I got an app. I think it's called Iris Mini, and if you turn it on, it basically will remove the blue light from the screen. So whenever I'm working on my pages, which only uses basically black and white, so I don't really need the color accuracy, I often turn that on, so that's a bit easier on my eyes. Naturally, when I'm working with color, I can't do that, because removing the blue lights will give me wrong colors. But you know, it's also important to often take breaks. It is very tempting to just keep drawing, especially if you're in the mood and the zone and everything. But yeah, just taking a break, just walk around, stretch yourself, make sure that you relax your eyes a bit. Can also have. Also, I know that there are glasses that can remove this blue light. Recently I've been seeing a lot of ads for these kind of glasses, which are suspiciously cheap. I'm not sure if they will help you, but I know that those are an option as well. You probably are better off if you ask an actual optometrist, what is it called, I think?
Optometrist.
optomet. What? Optoma. What? That's a very hard word, okay? So, probably you're better off if you ask the professionals for help. And someone who can actually pronounce things properly. So yeah. Bansi Bunny, do you do stretches and exercise for your hands and wrist? Yeah, you know, whenever I'm pausing, I'm just doing a stretch like this, what I'm doing right now, because that's easier on my elbow, and I often do just small exercise and stretches with my fingers and my wrist, and usually in like every 2 hours-ish, I'm taking a bigger break, you know, I'm getting up, getting a drink, stretching my legs, stretching my back, stretching my shoulders, so I try to pay more attention to these things, because yeah, it can be very harmful if you're just drawing and you're not paying attention to stretching or anything, so that is important. Yes, I'm hungry comment, I think from my sister's family. Okay. Normal Comic Junkie, haven't been on the stream in a bit. Hello. Well, nice to have you in this stream. We pulled first. Where are we? Oh my god, I'm losing my track here. Oh yeah. Sanchez Nice, the antagonist is the hero in his story. The only difference between who is right and who is wrong is how you believe in. Yeah, and you know, exactly, and that's, I think, a very, very important thing, that yeah, it's a matter of perspective. And I think it's very important that have your readers question who's right. Maybe the villain is right, because that can make everything a lot more interesting than just having an evil who's just evil for doing evil things for the sake of doing evil things, because I think that can be very boring. Of course, you know, it depends on the story, because yeah, with some stories it fits if you just have an evil villain and a very good hero and things like that, because yeah, with some stories it can work, because not everything have to be super complicated. I gotta admit that. But yeah, I personally really like it when it's something more. Mini comics, Twilight manga. I just bought the both volumes of Saigami. I will buy Apple Black too. Thank you very much for your support, Millie Comics, once again, and guys, don't forget that she did an amazing Saigami fan art drawing video. So I also left a link to the video in my YouTube community page, so you can check it out. And yeah, I really hope that you will enjoy reading the books. And of course, Volume 3 of Saigami is coming this year. As you can see, I'm working on it. This is the page from chapter 18. This will also appear in issue 103 of Saturday AM. And yeah, later this year you will be able to read the whole third volume. Is going here. Gupta Yomini Comics, you did a speed paint recently. Saigami speed paint. Yumi, yeah, she did. And it looks amazing. Ding Slicer, I'm proud to see Vazinia getting as far as she is in her first March Art Madness. She's one of my best friends. Oh, that's awesome. And yeah, she's doing incredible. Like, yeah, you can see with every one of her artwork that she's putting in so much effort. It's just incredible. Like, you know, we've seen people in March Art Madness who we know are very talented, but if you look at their artworks, you can just see that they just did not bring out their A game. I'm not saying that, you know, they were arrogant, that they didn't do their best effort, but it sometimes happens that you can see that artists who are otherwise incredible just don't do their best. And with Xenia, you can see that she's putting in a crazy amount of effort in every artwork she's doing. So yeah, she's incredible. And yeah, I don't want to play favorites here, obviously. But yeah, like I said, my bet is on a female artist winning this year. So yeah, I'm very looking forward to see the results for this round and next round as well. But yeah, it's incredible. Darkstorm, I've been looking for a grip for mine. I have the same stylus, but I can't find a good one that's the right size or texture. Yeah, it's pretty tricky actually, because I have these grips, but they did not fit. So what I did, I literally cut them up. Oops, using my stylus here. So I cut them up, and that's how I basically wrap it around the stylus. So here, it's basically not covering up the express keys on the pen, but yeah, it's kind of tricky. Because it doesn't give you the more grip, but still it's not that bad. So yeah, you can kind of experiment with that, but yeah, it's kind of hard to find the right grip, because this one's a bit slippery. This one has a bit too rubbery surface. So yeah, it's kind of a struggle to find your right grip. So yeah, recently I've been working without a grip, but yeah, sometimes when I can feel that I could use a grip, then I use one of those depending on my mood and what I feel like using. Grimheim, if you suffer from eye strain, make sure that you take enough breaks between drawing. You might as well can use eye drops, but before that I'd recommend going to a doctor to talk with them first about it. Yep, I agree with that. I also use eye drops every now and then when it's like I can feel that my eyes are burning so badly. Recently I did not use them, luckily, because I didn't have that much problem with them. But yeah, if you're not paying enough attention for your health to breaks and things like that, then it can become bad very, very fast. So yeah, eye drops can be good, but if you feel like you have a lot of pain, it's a lot of problem, then yeah, asking for professional advice is always the best and the most recommended. As you can see, my lines are kind of rough, but I kind of like that, because, you know, I don't really like when my lines look overly digital, and you know, everything is so smooth and perfect and kind of plasticky. So I've been using a custom G pen recently that kind of has a bit of a jagged edge, and it has an interesting line weight control and things like that. So oops, 1, 2. Prosecutor's Paid, thank you so much for that tip, it helps a ton. My friend and I are making a manga and this helps so much. Oh, my pleasure, yeah. You know, these live streams are where I can give you advice. And of course, you know, I also have my Patreon where I have some more feedback and personal coaching as part of the perks. So, you know, I have a patrons only Discord where you can upload your artworks and story ideas and stuff like that, get feedback from me. And of course, I also offer personal coaching as one of the perks to people who are interested in getting more feedback. And of course, recently, I think that was my last video. Yeah, I did a video basically with the same premise that I can give you feedback on your artwork. Of course, that's only for a single artwork, so not for a whole comic or story ideas or anything, but yeah, if you're interested in that, then check out the video and send in your artwork, because I'll be doing those videos on the channel in the future. But yeah, for whole stories it's a bit different, because I'm receiving emails literally on a daily basis from people who want me to give them advice about their story or you know, look at their art or story ideas, and I just can't. It's just too much time and effort. So yeah, but I thought about this in my last video, so yeah. Jake, the Saturday I'm paid well enough to make a living from it. Doing comics is usually not enough to make a living from it. so yeah, don't have the illusions that just because you're drawing comics for a publisher you suddenly will be making a solid living from it, because no matter what publishers you go to, it's not just Saturday AM. You have to be a very big name in order to make a solid living from just comics alone, and you know, that's a sad reality. Not many people realize this because people are living in the Bakuman delusion. But yeah, if you take a look at bigger names, you see that even established artists are doing something else next to drawing comics, because it's just not enough. Heck, Mark really, he does his public speaking and the YouTube videos next to his comic projects, because yeah, of course, you know, I'm not questioning that he's also enjoying it, but yeah, it is rare that someone can make a living just from comics alone. Zaif, illustrations. Hello, I love this stream, it's so calming listening to it while I work. Thank you, and yeah, it's always super fun to do these live streams, because yeah, I get to work on the pages, but at the same time I get to communicate with you guys, so it's always a nice touch. Okay, so now I'm flipping the canvas back. some actions. So yeah, I'm going to create a second layer for the hair, because usually I always have my hair and my artwork in a different, I mean the face artwork in a different layer. But in the meantime, I'm gonna move this eyebrow a little bit because it was in the middle of her forehead. This I'm going to raise a little bit. Yeah. It's a bit too low. Only the benefits of digital. Okay, and now we're gonna do the hair. Made the comics of People Gupta. Yes, I did a speed paint of Ayumi from Saigami. Normal Comic Junkie. Hey Sunny, do you plan on reading Kimetsu no Yaiba? Yeah, I actually, we just watched the first episode of it last night. It was really good. I did not read the manga yet, but I really wanna read it. So yeah, I probably will start catching up with those chapters, because yeah, I really like the first episode of the anime, and people already are saying online that it probably will be one of the best Jump anime adaptations since Haikyuu. So yeah, I think the first episode was really well done. And I've been wanting to catch up with the manga, because I read almost everything in Shonen Jump, but with Kimetsu no Yaiba I kind of missed the start, so far I did not get my chance to catch up, but I really wanna. This keeps rolling so far down. New comics. I'm enjoying the stream so much. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with everybody. Oh, my pleasure. Plus, you know, these streams are the easiest way to communicate with you guys. So, okay, so we'll jump into here. Yeah. See, my lines for the hair are just going over everything. That at the moment I'm not overly worried about that, because I can make those fixes later. Nope, that's not it. The Art of Trade. Clip Studio has the best inking tools. Yep, I absolutely agree. Especially since you can get a bunch of custom tools and you can customize your own, you know, further than that. So yeah, I've been really enjoying working with Clip Studio. You know, you can always discover something new. Like, I'm discovering so many new things with Clip Studio and working digitally as I go. For example, recently I just discovered that I can use a Switch controller to be my shortcuts. I actually plan to make a video on this. But yeah, it's super fun and making things faster. So I'm looking forward to making that video. Let's see the comments. Darkstorm. I read the first 2 volumes of Apple Black and the 3 chapters of Saigami and Hammer, but I'm waiting for the remastered versions to come out so I can read them. Yeah, the remastered versions are on the way. We're working on them. They are almost done. So yeah, look forward to the news about the release and where you will be able to get them. So yeah. If you follow me on social media or have seen my latest videos and posts and stuff like that, you already have seen a little bit of teaser from some of the changes. Of course, the artwork I posted on my remastered changes was a bit on the extreme side. Like most of my pages I don't redraw that much as I did in that panel. But yeah, I'm making changes to make things look more professional, look better. But yeah, I did not redraw everything. Like, you know, I still want to keep the aesthetics of my old artworks and the style, because yeah, some people even commented that they actually like seeing the improvements when they look at the old volumes and my recent artworks. So I don't want to rob people from that experience. Over, making sure that no lines are overlapping. That should be good. Oops, wrong color. And saving and comments. Ah, this is hard on my own. I got so used to Peter's album. Now it's multitasking at its finest. Sanchez Knights. What is your advice for people who have just started drawing and have little confidence in what they are making? Just do it. You know, your first of everything will suck. Like, you know, no matter what you do at first, you won't be good at it. Like, you know, no matter what you try, like, you won't be able to cook properly at the first try. You won't be able to dance or swim just because you try it for the first time. And same goes for artworks. It's a learning process. You will need more experience in everything. So just do it, because you won't reach the higher levels if you never started. So it's, I know it can be discouraging seeing everyone sees progress and seeing the level difference and all that stuff, but everyone started somewhere. Like, you know, I started with very crappy drawings, but I just started it. I did not care. I just really wanted to do it, and that's the thing that matters. Just do it. Just start to do it, and you will get there eventually. Savage Bearers. I had figured out how to make my Clip Studio documents not so pixelated. I've been struggling with that for the longest time, but now I still have to look for a pen that's right for me. Yeah, it's it's a lot of setting with Clip Studio, you know, to find your preferred tools and settings and everything. but I really enjoy that it gives you a lot of options to really make this feel like your own. Like, heck, I've been experimenting with a bunch of pen and and you know, right now I'm using this one, and I really like it. I might change to something else in the future, but so far I think this tool I'm using is the closest in feeling for what I've been looking for. But yeah, I guess it depends on the artist as well, because different artists will have different preferences. Some people prefer smoother lines, some people prefer more roughness in their artworks and things like that. So yeah. JUB, I gotta hand it to you. Okay. Leoniki, Johnny. Oh hey, what did I miss? Not a bunch. I really just started inking. Plus, you know, the stream will be available later on. Although now that I look at the clock, I've been drawing for an hour and I only inked one panel, which is kind of sad. But at the same time, yeah, I'm talking a lot, so it's not like I've been drawing non-stop. But still, progress is a progress. Ding Slicer, have you ever worried you would write your characters in a way she seems too perfect? Like a fear of creating a Mary Sue. Yeah. Yeah, there have been a lot of times when I've been questioning that. Is it too much like a Mary Sue? Or a Gary Stu kind of character? Heck, I've been actually doing like, you know, you have those Mary Sue and Gary Stu tests online, and I've been filling them out with my characters. And yeah, it's, you know, it was like, damn, maybe I should think about changing some things. Because yeah, in some of the cases, I get results with a few of my characters. With Ayumi, I don't think I got a Mary Sue result, but I think it was with Reiji. One time that he was like, yeah, he's totally a Gary Stu, and I'm like, shit! That's not how it's supposed to go. So yeah, I've been making a lot of changes when I restarted Saigami, and I make a lot of changes as I go to make sure that, yeah, they still stay human and they are just not the perfect girl and the perfect boy. Not everything goes smoothly for them, not everything is easy. They should have flaws and doubts and those things. So yeah, nowadays I'm not so worried about the Mary Sue effect. I'm just trying to make sure that my characters are relatable and they feel like normal people, and then, you know, I want the readers to relate to the characters and feel like, yeah, that could be me, or you know, she or he has the same issues that I have, or things like that. Even though, you know, it's a supernatural setting, and of course it's a fantasy setting, but yeah, I try to make them relatable and not too perfect in any kind of way. JUB, you have been drawing manga for years, over a decade. Good for you. Oh, well, yeah. It's been 14 years now that I started first working on Saigami. So yeah, it's been a lot of work, and you know, I still love it. I really enjoy working on manga. So yeah, it's my path in life. Even though it's not easy, it's not always fun, but I still love it. And I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm going to put down some shading here. Probably I'm going to go with full vertical shading here. So here. So do some changes there. Grimheim, have you ever thought about joining the Silent Manga edition? Yeah, I've been thinking about it in the last few years. Yeah, like, you know, every time they announce a round, I'm thinking up a story that I will be drawing, and in the end I just don't. Because yeah, it is super fun. It's a competition I enjoy a lot. I always look up the winners, the entries. There's an artist, a Hungarian artist I know, and he's in the master class already. And I got the chance to talk to him in the last convention I've been attending to Hungary. We didn't talk that much. I kind of wish I could be talking to him a bit more, because yeah, I'm kind of losing connection with the Hungarian artists. But yeah, you know, he wrote a blog about his experience about the ball master class, and that's super fun, and you know, it is a great opportunity. But at the same time, you know, I have Saturday AM, so instead of just chasing every auction, I want to stay focused with Saturday AM, because I already spent 5 years of work with Saturday AM. I really wanna see Saturday AM be my path and not something else like Silent Manga or Kodansha's comic awards and stuff like that. And of course, it's very tempting to go for the Japanese stuff, because everyone wants to go for the Japanese stuff, because, you know, manga is Japanese, and yeah, it's easy to just be focused on Japan. But at the same time, I have no plans about moving to Japan or anything. So instead of chasing a daydream, I'm turning my efforts into focusing into Saturday AM and Saigami and working on it. So yeah, that's why I never do anything for the silent manga. You know, I was thinking that, you know, maybe I should just try just for the fun of it, you know, just to see if I could be getting an award, or how would they rate my work and stuff like that. But at the same time, since I have Saturday AM, I'm a co-owner of the company, I just can't afford to go for random competitions just for the fun of it. I have to think and act like a professional if I want to be a professional. So, you know, instead of having fun and just a curiosity, I need to focus on this work. So yeah, that's my story with Silent Manga edition. J-Wig, you're awesome. Thank you. Vasenia Designs. Hello everyone. Hello Vasenia. Good luck with this round of March Art Madness. You did an amazing job, and I'm super proud of you. So yeah, I'm rooting for you. Prosecutor's Paid. I know I mentioned my manga in the ironic thing is that I'm listening to this while I'm writing the next chapter. Hi, good luck! I think a lot of people are actually working while listening to this stream. Okay, so I have this panel. I'm gonna jump to this one, because this one will be fun. And since for this I don't actually have, well, I'm just going to create a panel here. here because what I'm doing here, I have Sean's speech bubble continuing in this panel. So that's one more reason why I have this layer for the speech bubbles on top of everything, so I can work over the panel lines. Nifty little tricks. Okay. I love anime and VG too. I wanna draw but feel lazy at the same time. Well, if you wanna draw manga, seriously, you can't afford to be lazy. That's a tricky part, I know. Like this. Abram Neo, hey, Think Slicer, Bess, you here? Mecha Bansi Bunny, I'm considering upgrading to your mentoring tie on Patreon. Oh, thank you. I would appreciate that, and you know, I really enjoy working together with creators, and so far I've been having a lot of fun with my interns, and they are making a really good progress. Of course, I'm not gonna take all of the credits for that, but yeah, the whole mentoring and internship has been a lot of fun lately, and yeah, I have a lot of confidence that Summer of Manga will be great this year. Let's see, where are we? I'm always getting lost in the comments when I'm scrolling. How do you do this? Jordan Man checked out Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Good for you, I guess. I fell out of Dragon Ball so much. Like, I haven't seen Super. I'm not really interested in new movies. It's, you know, it's kind of sad because I used to be a big fan of Dragon Ball. Like, Dragon Ball was one of my first big favorites, and you know, just like everyone else, I started out with Dragon Ball. And of course, later on I got into Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Digimon, Inuyasha, and other of those big classics. But yeah, it was Dragon Ball that first got me into anime, even though I did not know that it was anime. And yeah, I used to draw a lot of Dragon Ball. Back in the day, they were all crappy. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's that I'm older, maybe it's just that I have now higher standards when it comes to stories. and yeah. I just lost my interest in Dragon Ball. But I heard that the Broly movie was good. It had very good response and huge hype. Of course, Dragon Ball this is a huge hype. Like how this turned out. Some changes. Okay, so I'm not sure what's happening, but I have a gigantic orange thing here. many comics, thank you very much. And she has a question, what is your top goal to reach with Saigami? The page looks amazing so far. Thank you. Well, with Saigami my goal was always to tell a story that can reach people, and it can mean something to them. You know, I've actually never been chasing anime and adaptations, so of course, you know, it will be super cool to have a Saigami anime or a movie adaptation or series or Netflix or you name it. But actually my dream was always the book. So I'm part of my dream is kind of fulfilled with the book being out. Of course, you know, we still are working on getting it into release. Very soon you will be able to find Saigami and their other books in retail, in comic book stores. So that's one more step towards the big dream. But yeah, I just wanted to tell a story that can mean something to my readers, because you know I always been inspired by the stories I read or seen, and my goal always was that I want to tell a story like that. That, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, something that will be life changer for people, but just the fact that, you know, that someone reads Saigami and says that, yeah, I can relate to this, and this helped me to overcome something in my life, or you know, I was just thinking about how you know, my characters acted in a way, and you know, that helped or something. I actually received comments like that, and those are incredible. When someone says that yeah, actually I was struggling with my homework or something, and I really didn't want to do it, but then I looked at your comic and seen how hard Ayumi was working on learning and stuff like that, and it helped me. And you know, those are just amazing, that the stories and the artworks I create can mean something to people. It can inspire them, be it, you know, doing your own comics or just doing your best in your daily life or anything. So that was my main goal, instead of, you know, chasing anime and things like that. I just want to create stories. Where was I? Messini designs can't stay for too long, but I figured I would check it out. Yeah, it's really nice to have you here. Leoniki, Johnny, I'm driving my own comics by watching this really makes me motivated. That's awesome, and you know, that's always fun to work together like this, even though it's, you know, through the internet. Link Slicer, yeah, nothing but praise. Messini Designs, okay, I had to mute stream and I'm in the car on my way to a business meeting. Yeah, you can watch it later. Grimheim, Ayumi has a tiny nose. Yeah, kinda. I think that comes with my style. I don't think I really draw big noses with my characters. I used to draw big ears though. I think that it's not a thing anymore, but yeah, I never really drew big noses. Too happy with this. Well, for now, I'm just gonna work on the rest. Erase this first, and then I can still make changes later on as I go. Senior Design Saigami project. One day I will catch one of your streams. Thank you! Well, you know, I plan to do them more often, so you will always have the chance. Plus, you know, you can always just tune in later on. I mean, you know, even if you can't watch it, you can just listen to it while you're working and stuff like that, like many others do. Sanchez Nice, thanks for the help. Sanchez Nice, Discord channel one. I do have a Discord, but it is one of my Patreon perks at the moment. So yeah, it's more of a closed group right now. Because yeah, if you become a supporter on Patreon, then you will get access to my Patreon. Plus, depending on your tier, you will also have the perks of inviting over friends or people you think could enjoy the Discord. Because, you know, it's a Saigami project Discord. But it's not just about Saigami, it's about drawing. You can show your artwork, your story ideas, I can give you feedback and things like that. So yeah, it has many options. But yeah, at the moment it's only a Patreon perk. And yeah, if you go to my Patreon, you can find a link. For that, you can see the details that, you know, which tier comes with what price and what benefits. The Discord tier is starting from $3 actually per month, so it's actually a pretty low tier. Oh yeah, Nathan actually answered this in my place, so yeah. Mr. Georgiou, is this when I donate money? The only difference between manga and comics is the target audience. And yeah, Mr. Georgiou just donated money, so thank you very much. I really appreciate your support, so thank you. I don't know this currency though. What's NOK? Is that the Norway or Norwegian currency? I think. I'm pretty sure it should be. I'm never good with currencies, but thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate it.
Norwegian krone.
Thank you. So I'm not sure if you heard that, but we still have Peter in the background. Vasenia Designs. Okay, I can hear now. How are the Kickstarter prints coming? We're working on both the prints. I mean, the artwork for the prints are done. The books are in progress. You know, there's a lot of work with the Perfect Edition tanks because we need to color the pages for them. We're also upgrading the quality, just like with the retail releases. Plus, yeah, with Apple Black and Saigami, we will have brand new chapters in the book. So we are still working on that. I think we do frequent-ish updates on that, and of course if you follow Saturday AM, there will be more news about that. So yeah, we're working on them, and very soon. I think they were scheduled for April and May anyway. Of course, there were some minor changes in our plans on how we pull up things, like changing printer and stuff like that. But that's, you know, that's just stuff we need to deal with. But yeah, they are in progress, and soon soon they will be out. Let's see. Search you, dang it. I'm not sure what's that for. Lasagna designs. Is there a delay in the stream? I think there's a, yeah, usually there's like a 30 seconds delay. I'm not sure if that's a setting I need to make or if it's natural. But yeah, usually there's a slight delay. Plus, I'm very far behind probably on the comments. Because I try to focus on drawing as well. Messania. Okay, the meeting is starting. Goodbye, everyone. Bye. Thanks for coming by. For stopping by. Savage Beer Arts. I did a Mary Sue test for my main character while watching this. He is 31% of a Mary Sue. Not sure if I should work on some things or not. I would say that 31% is not that bad. And you know, it depends on, I'm not sure which test you did. But I remember that some of the tests I was doing had some very nitpicky things about what is considered to be a Mary Sue trait and what not. So yeah, I don't think 31% is that big of a problem. But you know, even if a character is a Mary Sue or a Gary Stu, if you play your cards right, then it can still be a damn good read. For example, currently I'm reading the fantasy novel called The Name of the Wind, which is incredible. And the main character, Claude, he is pretty much a Gary Stu character. But it just works. It fits his character. It kind of feels justified. So, you know, the fact that he's got a bunch of Mary Sue characteristic works well with this kind of story and his character. And yeah, the writer does an incredible job delivering his story. So if you want to read a very good fantasy novel, I can absolutely recommend it. If nothing else, it can also be like a textbook to how to do a Mary Sue right. Let's see. PIL. How did you get published? Any tips for publishing? Well, it depends on which publication we're talking about. First, I got published in Hungary, my home country, which was literally a case of being the right time at the right place, meeting with the right person. But it all started out with me just sending an email and trying it. Later on, I was published in a magazine where I did a short story, and I did several comic strips later on for the said magazine. That also started out with an email, just, you know, trying out. And the same goes for Saturday M, where I'm currently published and serialized with Saigami. I've seen the magazine, there was a call for artists, and I sent in my portfolio. And the CEO, Frederick L. Jones, liked my first chapter of Saigami. By that time I already had Saigami. The first chapter published, I was already working on the second chapter during that time period, and he really liked what he's seen, so we made a deal, and I became the first lady of Saturday AM, and today I'm also a co-owner of the company, and we published the books, and the rest is history. So basically, the commonality in these stories is that I took the first step of reaching out, and I already had something to show. So first I was just working on the comics, and when I already had something to show, I started to try my best with them. Started to get new connections, started to get feedback, trying out different things. But yeah, the most important thing was that I already had something. Because, you know, everyone can have an idea. That's easy to have an idea. Drawing comics is not easy. So no one will take you seriously if you just message a publisher that, oh hey, I have this big idea, I can draw, I did not draw anything yet, or I need a writer, I need an artist, but I have this $1 million idea. That's bullshit. That won't get you anywhere. And yeah, you just need to start working on it. This is what we say to creators who try to get into Saturday AM. Just start doing it. You don't need us to start getting experience, to start working. We will more than likely to take you seriously and look at your stuff if you already have something to show us. Because that already shows your dedication, your ability to actually do the pages. You can give us something that we can already review and see what you are as an artist. And yeah, we want to see people who can actually commit to their ideas, who can actually execute their ideas. And that makes the difference between the people who actually make comics and the people who just dream of making comics. And the same goes for every publisher. I'm not just talking about Saturday AM. You know, no one will take a look at you if you only have ideas. Everyone can have ideas. Everyone wants the people who are actually the hard workers and who can do the stuff they want to do. So, you know, just get started, just work on a short story. Work on a short story first, that's very important, because no one will just pick you up if you have like a 70 volumes story planned, because no, you need to start out with short stories, test your stuff, see your limits, see your abilities, what you can do, where you can go, and yeah, just start doing it. And yeah, that's literally how it is. You need to take that first step in order to take the next. So just start doing it. Savage Beer Arts. I think I did the very first result test. I might try to find more to do later. Yeah, I honestly can't remember which was the test I took. I'm pretty sure it was even sent to me by a friend who was a writer, and she recommended me this test. So I'm not sure where is that test on on the search results. But actually, now that we're talking about this whole Mary Sue concept, I might do a video about the whole Mary Sue and Gary Stu thing, and yeah, I will try to look up that test because yeah, it could be interesting. It's a fun thing to do, and you know, there were times when I received a question that, damn, is that a Mary Sue factor now, or and yeah, it was funny. And you know, tests are always super funny to do. Like, it might be just a habit with me and my friends, but we like to do a bunch of tests, just for the fun. So I did a couple of tests with my characters. One of my favorites was actually doing the Pottermore Harry Potter house test with my characters. That, you know, I'm getting into the head of my characters and giving the answer they would give, and it was super funny to see in which Hogwarts house my characters would be in. And you know, it's a total waste of time, obviously, but at the same time, it was super fun. And you know, sometimes doing these tests can help you define your characters a bit more, because you know, sometimes questions that you might not think of can give you a very interesting character traits. Like, you know, how would your character react to that, or how would your character react to certain scenarios, how would they act, what would they choose. So I always find that doing tests like that with your characters in mind is always a good practice, to refine their characteristics, to get them know more and things like that. So that's actually something I kind of recommend, apart from it being fun. So maybe it's not a total waste of time. but yeah, it's maybe just me. Dishonored, hello. More people from March Art Madness. That's awesome. Normal Comic Junkie, I'm back. I'm back. Sanchez Nights, I got mass to go. Tonight's being here with you all. Well, thank you for stopping by, and you know, you can always just catch up with the rest of the stream later on. It will be available. Anime Furry, how perfect, I just become your Patreon. Ooh, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I will make sure to do my best with the Patreon content as well. Yeah, Patreon is something I enjoy a lot because yeah, I'm creating a bunch of stuff for Patreon that normally I don't do, like, you know, the studies or certain fan art. So it's always super fun and moves me out of my comfort zone. So I hope that you will enjoy the Patreon perks as well. Grimheim, back then, Saturday I still had pilot manga. Yeah, I miss pilot manga. I mean, I know why we shut it down, and yeah, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was also a place for artists to start out and try themselves. But you know, instead of pilot manga, we have March Art Madness and Summer of Manga. So yeah, there are still chances to try yourself out. Of course, you already know this because you were in last year's Summer of Manga. So yeah, and this year's Summer of Manga was super fun. And I'm not just saying because I have my interns running in it. But yeah, look forward to it. We will make more announcements about Summer of Manga soon. And let's see this artwork here. Yeah, a lot of fixing to make. First off, we need to change it on. It's always easier to make changes when you zoom out and when you flip the canvas, because you know, when you draw an artwork, you kind of get used to it. Plus, I was zoomed in a lot here, So now I can actually see, now that I'm zoomed out and I flip the canvas, that I messed up the proportions completely. And I kind of was expecting that before, because this is a different angle, because it's an upper shot. But yeah, now I can see a lot of mistakes, so I will need to fix those up. But luckily, doing all these fixes in digital is super easy and comfortable. So one of the biggest benefits of digital. All action movie. What method you learn for figure draw? Oh, I just draw things. No, I'm using reference images a lot of time. Like, you know, if it's a complicated pose, I used to take photos of, you know, myself in that pose, or friends or family I had nearby. I told them to do that pose for me, and I took a photo of that pose to practice it. I also have those figurines that you can pose if it's something super complicated. Of course, you know, nowadays I'm better with figure drawings, but I also practice a lot. You know, I often sketch from other manga action poses that I like, that I think could be a good learning material. I look up online photo references of various poses and stuff like that. So it comes down to a lot of practice and studying. And yeah, you just wing it and do it. Like, you know, for this pose I did not use any reference pictures, and at the moment it's not perfect. So I'm gonna make the changes until it feels right. So yeah, just practice and do it, and use these tricks to spot your mistakes easier. You know, flipping the canvas, zooming out. Naturally, if you draw traditionally, you can zoom out, but you know, you can take a look at your artwork from a distance. That's actually something that the old masters used as well. You know, stepping away from your canvas and actually looking at your artwork from a distance can help a lot. So anyways, just practice, practice, practice. I know that's usually not what people want to hear. You want to hear the magic tricks. But the sad reality is that in order to get good at something, you need to practice a lot. And you know, no matter what it is, be it sports, be it art, be it anything, if you want to learn a new language, the only way to do it is to actually practice it. Same rules for drawing. You practice, 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 learn, study, try out new things, learn from your mistakes, because there will be a lot, and that's how you can improve. And of course, you also need to accept that not everything will be perfect. So even though you're supposed to do your best, you also need to draw the line. Because some people fall in the mistake that they are chasing perfection and they are not making actual progress in that chase. So yeah, it's not easy. Little Studios comics. Sorry, Sunny, I missed the first half. I was in church. That's okay. You can still watch the first half later on. It will be available. Actually, now that kind of makes me think that probably Sunday might not be the best time, because it sounds like many of you have church and mass and things like that. So, so maybe I better stick to Saturdays and Fridays. Grimheim, that's true, just get started and you'll be rewarded. Yeah, like, the same goes for everything, and, you know, you just need to start doing it. Because if you're just waiting always for the right time, the time you're good enough, or any sign that will tell you that, yeah, now this is the time, there's no sign. You just start to do it. If I want to be super cheesy, I could quote from the Spider-Verse that it's a leap of faith, you just do it. Kachan TBH, how old are you? I'm 29. I'm old. I'm getting closer to the very, very scary looking third X. And I'm not ready for that. So yeah. Sanchez nice, never ask a woman her age. Yep. Well, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm still in my 20s. And as long as I'm still in my 20s, I'm okay with that. But after 30, I probably will just start crying. Okay, let's see. Still not too happy with this. Okay, for now I'm just gonna leave it, and I will be working on the others, and I will come back to this. Okay, we're saving. Grandma, I often see people saying their story will like 30 volumes long or whatever, but as you said, shorter ones are the better choice. Yep. Of course, you know, everyone wants to have long stories because usually it's the long stories that inspire us, you know, Naruto, One Piece, My Hero Academia, you name it. Those stories are long, so it's easy to think that, yeah, I'm gonna do the same. But it's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's the more you want, the harder it will be to actually achieve it. So yeah, you need to try yourself out with short stories. So that's really the way to go about it. Because yeah. Plus, you know, unless you can work crazy fast, just think about it. Even if you can finish up a volume in a year, which, you know, if we say that a volume is 200 pages, then even if you just draw one page a day, that will still take you 200 days, and then there's still the editing and everything. So let's say you can finish a volume a year. That's still 30 years. Are you dedicated enough to work on a single story for the next 30 years of your life? I'm not sure about that. Like, most of you don't even are 30 yet. Hey, I'm not 30 yet. I'm not. And just think about it. That, yeah, that's a lot of time. And yeah, I was thinking actually the same with Saigami, that when I first started Saigami, yeah, I was thinking that sure, it will be a long story. I have this idea, I have that idea, and after a while I was like, nope. I don't need to put all of my ideas in this story. I want to work on other stories. I don't need it to be a 30 volume long story, because I don't want to spend 30 years on just drawing a single story. It's not my magnum opus or anything. I know it's not my best. I know I can do better. So yeah, and I already spent. I started the first version of Saigami in 2005, so I already been working 14 years of this story. So I made sure that I'm just getting the essence of the story. I'm picking only my very best ideas, only the things that I think are really making Saigami a good series, and I'm only focusing on that. I'm not going to include any silly things or any fangirlish or fanboyish things that, oh, I want to do a tournament arc because Naruto had tournament arc and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to prolong the story for 30 years. I just want to tell the very best story in like 10 volumes or 12 volumes. Like, yeah, 12 is my cap. I don't want Saigami to be more than 12 volumes. So yeah, just do the math. It's scary. Sanchez Knights, 30 plus volumes usually have a lot of fluff and you could cut a lot and nothing would be lost. Exactly. Of course, if you're a super fast artist, it can work. Like, if like what the Japanese are doing with their weekly serialization, that they can publish 3 or 4 volumes a year. That's a different animal, but at the same time, that's a crazy hard work to do, and many of them have health issues. Like that's a serious business. So it's not necessarily worth the risk. All action movie hype for India. Oh, hello. Swim, and I'm gonna start drawing the Yumi. I'm gonna flip it. Okay. Grandma, my story will be about 4 or 5 chapters. That's my preference for now. Yeah, that's a good start, and that's something that can be told in 1 volume, and that's great because you also have to think about it with the mind of a businessman. That people are less likely to start getting the volumes for a story that will have 30 more books coming, because they might not want to wait that long for the story to end up. They might not want to spend that much money on it, or you name it. Like, if someone just recently got into manga, it's less likely that they will start collecting the volumes of One Piece, because that's 90 plus more books to get, and who knows how many more to come. But if it's just a single book, or let's say just 3 books, or just 5 books, people are more likely to get it. Because you can say that, oh yeah, it's just 5 books, I can easily get that, or it's just a single volume and it tells a whole story. That's great. So yeah, there's a lot of factors to look into when it comes to thinking about the length of your story. Sometimes, yeah, many times, the less is more. And some stories are perfectly fine told in a short format. So yeah. How Frederick usually tells us, just because you can doesn't mean you should. So you can draw or aim for a story that will be tons of chapters, but that doesn't mean you should. And there goes the tiny nose. out here. Nope. Okay, now I'm gonna take a second break and get a sip of coffee. Alrighty, so getting this back, and yeah, where was I with the comics? I mean, comments. Blackham 7, I always find it hard to stay devoted to manga. I'm always on and off, like it's a phase. Yeah, and you know, it's like that for many people. Not many can actually commit to doing comics. It's a crazy dedication, it's very hard work, it's not fast, it's a lot of time. Sometimes with very little feedback or very little benefits or gains. So it is very hard. So we've seen people many times just falling out from comics because it's not as easy as they thought, or you know, it's not immediate success, or it's not benefiting financially, which is not. It's something you have to accept that yeah, you're not gonna get rich from comics unless you can make it that big. But you know, everyone started out as a struggling artist first. So yeah, you really need to be headstrong about doing this. If you want to do it for real, seriously. Grandma Sanchez nice, so true, but people don't get that. They think that just because One Piece and Naruto does it, then they can do it too. But that's not true at all. Exactly. Savage Mirrors literally was just thinking about that quote right before you said it. I know, right? Like, oh my god, I love that movie so much, and that quote is just so good, so true. And you know, it is true for everything. It's not just about being a Spider-Man. It's true for everything. Normal Comic Junkie, I'm back again. I'm gonna listen to this stream via Draft Tanjiro. Good luck! I actually do wanna do a Tanjiro drawing myself. So that will happen in the future. Grandma, welcome back. GD manga. Hey Sunny, what advice do you have for writing a first chapter? I did a rough outline of mine and I'm now struggling to script it. Any tips? I think I already did a video on first chapters. Oh yeah, I did. I actually did. Using a comparison between Harukana Receive and Haikyuu. So I absolutely would recommend that video of mine. Shameless self-promoting. But yeah, I think if you watch this video, you can learn a lot on how to do and how not to do a first chapter. The most important thing is that in your first chapter, you need to hook the readers and give them enough information on the characters in the story, that what they are getting into, why they should stick around. And, you know, there's also a saying that the first chapter should give you the answer of the 5 W's, the who, what, why, when, and where. So make sure you include that in your first chapter, because the reader needs to know what's going on, who are the main characters, what's their goal. It all comes down to the goals in the very first chapter, because you need to give the reader a solid foundation of the story. And of course, you know, you don't need to reveal everything in your first chapter, but you need to give the basic concept to your readers to make sure they know what are they getting into. Because yeah, there are some stories where, you know, you watch or read the first chapter and I'm like, I'm not sure about this, like, you know, I didn't receive enough information, I don't know what this will be about, I'm not sure if I'm interested in or not. You don't want to leave your readers with these doubts that do they want this or not. You want them to be like, oh my god, I really want to watch this, I want to know what will happen, or I want to know how the hero or the heroine will achieve their goals. And you know, now I can come up with a bunch of examples that, you know, in My Hero Academia, in the first chapter we get to know Izuku. We can already relate to him because he's just an average Joe, like every one of us, without any superpowers, but he still wants to be a hero. And by the end of the first chapter, we learn that yeah, he can be. He receives that feedback that he always wanted to hear. And in the first chapter, he still doesn't have a quirk. So it is very interesting because we are like, okay, I want to see how he will manage it, even though he doesn't have a quirk. So how will he become a hero? So that's the kind of thing that can really hook the readers. They want to see how things will happen, or how the hero will succeed. And of course, you don't need to give away everything at first, because here in the first chapter we didn't know how Izuku will have a quirk, or what will be his powers and things like that. But you know, we already know that he's getting there. He made his first step, and yeah, I think that was a very good hook. So yeah, but you know, the most important part in the first chapter was actually introducing Izuku, because you know, we've seen him struggle, we've seen his wishes, we've seen that yeah, he's not having it easy, and that made him super relatable, because I'm pretty sure everyone has been there, that you really want to do something, you really want to be something, but you just can't, and there's nothing much you can do. So yeah, but by the end of the first chapter, he was a character we really did care about. So the fact that he, for the first time in his life, received a positive feedback was like a huge emotional payoff, even for the readers. So yeah, I would recommend to really check out the video I did, because in that video I'm going more into detail about do's and don'ts of first chapters. And yeah, I would recommend to look up a bunch of first chapters, look up your favorite stories, and study them. Like, you know, how did they do things, why did they do things, how did they introduce characters or set up world building, and yeah, just start doing it. Saido Kuraku TM. It really amazes me how Saturday AM story are just as good as Shonen Jumps. Thank you very much. Well, our goal is to be the Shonen Jump of the West, basically. I mean, you know, we are doing serious work and all of our creators are trying their best. And we have come a long way. Ricardo Duran. Oh, it's still going. I thought I missed it since I just got off work. Hello. Hello, Ricky. Grandma, I say try to finish it even if it's bad, and then you can do a lot of changes. That's what I did with mine, even if my current script is very different from the original one. Yeah, I read Psychopath's first chapter like 3 times. So yeah, like I said, just do it. You can always make changes. But yeah, at the same time, you don't need to chase the perfection. Just start doing it, and as long as you're doing it, you will get there. That's what I always tell my interns as well when they are working on their scripts and storyboards, that just start doing it. Just do your first draft, and we can work from there. But as long as you don't have anything, we can start working to make it better. So just start doing it. It doesn't have to be perfect at first try. Nothing will be perfect at first try, so. Saido Kuraku TM. To be honest, the reason why One Piece is so long is because Oda himself said the story is taking a lot longer than what he anticipated, planned, not anticipated. Yeah, plus with One Piece, he can do it basically for as long as he wants, because it works, because with every new island, he's basically telling a standalone story. So with One Piece, it is very easy to do a long story format, and it still feels fresh, kind of, with every new island, because you can have a completely new setup, a completely new conflict. So One Piece has a formula that really is fitting for a super long story. But the same is not necessarily true for other series. You know, not every story works on a very long term. You also need to be cautious. It doesn't get repetitive, or is it still engaging? Is there still room for the characters to improve? And things like that. I actually feel that the Dragon Ball is just, like I mentioned, I fell out of it because it's just not entertaining for me anymore. Like, the power levels are ridiculous, and yeah, it's just a new tournament, a new bad guy. and there's nothing new about it. Like, I don't care if Ambrose has pink hair or blue hair. If it's just a new power up, I'm just out of it. So it is very hard to keep your story being engaging on a very long term. Normal Comic Junkie, my friend Kagami, that's his online name, has a series with over 60 chapters on Webtoon right now. He wants to make a series with over 1,000 chapters, but I had to tell him that it won't work. Yeah, you know, I don't want to sound mean or anything, but tell him to do the math. You know, I'm not sure how fast he is, but he probably won't live until he finishes the 1,000 chapters. Like, come on. Unless you can do a chapter a week, it's very likely that he will still be driving in the retirement home and he won't finish that 1,000 chapters. So yeah, tell him to do the math. Grimheim, short stories are super fun. You learn a lot by doing them, and you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, and you will get the feeling of accomplishment way sooner. Exactly! That's everything. And that's literally how it works. That's why short stories are so good. And you know, like even in Japan where they have those stupidly long stories, all of the new creators have to do short stories first. And yeah, even the big guys with the super long series, like heck, Oda did 5, 10, maybe even more short stories before he started doing One Piece. He even did 2 short stories for One Piece before actually starting the story. So short stories are everything when you're starting out. Okay. So now I'm gonna make a change here because it looks very odd that the line with Ayumi's knee is overlapping with Sean's jacket. So that's something we want to avoid. Savage Beer Ars. I remember how we talked about my character Jurakyu being a jack of all trades in the Saigami world. I could imagine the dynamic between Ayumi and Jurakyu being something interesting. Yeah, that surely will be fun. And you know, it is always fun to imagine your characters in different words or different stories and setup like that, so that's always super fun. time to erase things. Oops, wrong layer. What was it, her neck? It happens. OG list. Yeah, I love these live streams. I'm really happy if you enjoyed them. I surely do love doing them. Okay. So looking at the time. Yeah. So it's been 2.5 hours almost. I did not make too much progress, admittedly. I was kind of hoping that I could make the last pages in less than 3 hours. I was wrong. It's not that such bad progress I made, but yeah, I was kind of hoping I would be faster. So, because I don't want this video to be too long, I probably won't finish this page. So yeah. If you have any other questions, just send them here and now, so I can still answer them. But afterwards, I think I'm gonna end this stream soonish because I wanna take a break. And yeah, there's still a lot more work to do on this page. Put them this remote, stretch a little bit. And yeah. Still have to vote on March Madness. I didn't vote yet. If you haven't voted yet, be sure to do so. You have time to vote on the 4th round of March Madness until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The entries are super amazing, so be sure to vote for your favorites. And also this year we have a special sponsor, Chameleon. Chameleon, that's how you pronounce it. The Chameleon art products, they are producing super cool markers that are super easy to blend the colors with, and they have a very unique techniques for different hues and saturations. And we have a special deal with them that if you use the code SETM, then you can get 10% off of all of your orders if you order any art products from them. So please be sure to check them out because they are really cool, and they are also supporting March Art Madness. And yeah, let's take a look at the comments quickly. Ricardo Duran, I was hoping I would be faster. Same, Sunny, same. Oh yeah. I think every comic artist who's struggling to create their content right now wish they were faster. Yeah, the deadlines are coming, we need to be fast, work fast, so let's do our best. Savage Beerers, did you have another kind of power in mind for Amy when you created her at first? No, she was always fire in my mind. Actually, I think the basic idea for giving Amy fire powers was always that, you know, in the stories, it was always the guys having the fire power because fire is so cool, it was always the guys. So I wanted to create a story where the girl has the fire power. Because, you know, girls can be cool too, girls need fire as well. So that was my basic idea of giving Amy the fire powers. Of course, you know, as I went on, the story changed a lot, and you know, it's not a unique power to Ayumi only. Like there are many other characters with fire powers in the world of Saigami and things like that. But that was my main idea with the fire powers. Of course, you know, later changed a lot of things, so you will see some changes in Ayumi's power and things like that. But that will be spoiler. So just keep reading Saigami, and you will see what other kind of powers Ayumi will have. So yeah. This page, what I'm drawing right now, is from chapter 18 from Saigami, which will appear in issue 103 of Saturday AM, coming out later April, I think April 27th or something like that. So yeah, a few more weeks, so I will have time to work on this. But in the meantime, you can read the first 3 chapters of Saigami for free. It's up on my homepage, or you can get the first 2 volumes of the book. They are available worldwide via Amazon, Book Depository, you name it. And of course, the remastered editions are coming. The perfect edition is coming to the supporters of the Kickstarter. So a lot of things coming. And also in the meantime, don't forget that you can get all sorts of stuff through Saturday AM. You can also get the books through the Saturday AM shop. You can get t-shirts, springs, magazine subscription. We also do have commissions. I do have some commissions. Currently they are still available on reduced prices as a opening feature for my Gumroad store. And you can also get some special perks via my Patreon, like personal coaching, personal behind-the-scenes content, exclusive artworks, Discord community with feedbacks, and a lot of other stuff. So a lot of things going on, but you can find a link for everything, possibly everything, I think so, yeah. Alrighty, so I really appreciate that you joined me today in this stream. I had a lot of fun. I probably had more fun than progress, but that's okay because, you know, I just will keep drawing, fully concentrating on these artworks and pages. And yeah, a lot of exciting things are coming. And of course, I will do next live stream very soon, and I'm also working on new videos in the meantime, so please stay tuned. And thank you very much for all of your support, and I see you soon in my next video, next live stream, next social media post, you name it. I will be around, so stay tuned.